Hey there. If anyone shows up, then that's great, and if not, then that's okay too. I know that this was like, you know, unexpected, but there's a lot to talk about. So if you're there, cool. If not, I hope you're having a great day. I'll give it a moment before we start, and hopefully someone or some will show up. Oh goodness. Hey there. Hey Purple Sneakers. Hey Skrink. Texas. Hey there. It's great to see you. Poutine, Casey, it's so good to see all of you. I wasn't really anticipating having this like live stream, but I just thought that it's been a moment since I've seen you guys, and so much is going on. And so I can't wait to really kind of talk about what I think is happening. And I would love to hear your comments on all of it. So, hey Elaine, Leticia, coucou, ça va? Tiffany, Texas Fun again, Skrink, hey there. Miss K, Alicia, or Alicia? Not sure. But hey there, good to see you. Wild Rose, you brought the popcorn. is it is it cheddar popcorn or is it some kind of sweet popcorn? Casey, hey Sherry, it's good to see you. Hey sister. Saf, oh my god. No, so the thing is that to be fair, I was planning a live with Who Is She is back. Oh hey Lane and hey Judith. But she was here and then her internet like conked out. So hopefully she'll join us at some point. And if not, that's okay too. I'm just here to into seeing like what's going on with everybody. Because we know that a lot is going on with our girl Chantal. I know I've been quiet lately, but I've been waiting for a moment like this to sit here and talk about her. Not about her herself, but the way she like talks, the way she's like scolding us is driving me nuts. And it has to be driving you nuts too. It can't just be me. It can't be. It can't be just me. Because the way that I saw it is that she was sitting there talking to us, and I felt like I needed a detention after that like video that she did. I've watched it 3 times, and I was going to do a live, and Who is she was going to be there with me, and I was sitting there like, are we sure? Anywho, um, oh, Facey, it's always so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me again. Um, Wild Rose, it's true. This is like the weirdest, funniest thing I've seen in a long time. And I've had a pretty like rough week. Not a bad week, just last week and this week combined, I've just been like working my tail off, just making sure that we're doing all right. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here and this video with her McDonald's mukbang for breakfast came to my attention. Now, it only came to my attention because I was sitting there like, okay, so what's she gonna do now? What are we doing? And whenever that girl is gonna eat McDonald's, something is about to happen. She's gonna get pissed at somebody. And she did. She's so predictable. So predictable. Now, I want to start with at the beginning of the video when she was talking about how, you know, um, coal and gold and blah blah. That's something I wish not to like really address, but I will if you want. I think that there was a very intentional thing for her to like choose coal, but I don't know her like that. So we'll just kind of skip past that. What really bothered me is that throughout the whole video, she goes and scolds us about people making fun of the way she looks, etc. But that's exactly what she did the whole video, isn't it? I mean, isn't it? She sat there and she told us, well, this creepy old man and this woman and this, and she went on and on and on and criticized everybody for the same things that she hates being criticized for. And that's what drove me nuts. I was like, What are we doing? How did we get here? How are you gonna tell me, Foodie Beauty, which, I used to, and I'll be very fair. Back in the day, I made a couple of videos or a few videos about her, the way she looked, and I was not very kind. Now I changed my method because I realized that a lot of the people that watch me don't want to hear me talk like that, and that's fine. But what made me mad is that she's the one who sits there and gets mad when people talk about her, and yet she was talking about other people the same way. That really bothered me. Am I the only one? Am I Tell me, audience, I love you guys. Please tell me, am I the only one who was upset at the way how she was, like, coming after other people, yet for the same reason that they come after her? Like, it was outrageous. Oh, let's have a look at let's have a look at our comments. Oh god. Hey Joanne, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. That video with Chantal yesterday showed me how big of a liar she is. Well, she is, isn't she? I mean, she really is. We're sitting here thinking that she's gonna be like, fair, or well, nobody thought she was gonna be fair, but at least like we thought maybe she was gonna be like, kind. Swing and a miss, ladies and gents. Hey Patricia, good to see ya. Judith, Chantal may now have more hate than ALR now. But I think that's kind of calculated. I think because she realizes that if people don't like her, she gets more views. And so that might be, I hope not, because who wants to have a life like that? But it might be true. Judith, I plan on watching. I just was so annoyed with Chantal, and I try not to let her annoy me to this extent. Okay, Chantal, okay. How do we do this? Chantal has driven me nuts. This video had me like, usually, I've told you guys in the past, like, I will do cartwheels if I'm wrong about something, and that's fine. Like, I used to tumble, I used to do a lot of like martial arts. I'm fine with that. But what drives me nuts is the arrogance and the way that she spoke to us. Now, mind you, I wasn't even mad about the food. I didn't even care about her weight. I don't care. What I don't like is her attitude. And let me say this, and I'll say this on the record, and that's fine. Her attitude is what does her in. And frankly, the way that I see it is that I understand that she's like, well, what kind of attitude do you expect me to have? Well, I kind of see her point there too. However, people don't hate her because of her attitude, because her attitude sucks. Her attitude sucks because people hate her. And at the end of the day, like, it's like a hard balance, isn't it? Like, you're trying to, like, okay, I see why you're mad and you're like mean and you're whatever, but this is like crazy. This girl just came out here and scolded us. She absolutely came out here and scolded us, and she told us that if you don't stop talking about me, whatever, she was coming after people's channels. She went after Milk Tea out of everybody that I've ever seen on this like platform, who was like the most composed. She's much more articulate than me. She's much more all these things, and she went after her. Chantal, piss off. Like, when do we get mad? It's just enough is enough. Here we go. Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Wild Rose, you always have the best comments. What bothers me is this weird obsession Chantal has with Charlie Gold. Well, yeah, it's upsetting. I don't understand the whole situation, so I'm really not. I don't feel like I should comment on it. But like, I'm kind of like pissed. Like, I'm like, stop going after her. But then again, Wild Rose, she went after Miss Gloria, who I deduce that's who she was talking about. I might be wrong, but that's who I think she was talking about. And in that situation, we're all subject to criticism. Like, yeah, maybe I think sometimes things can be harsh, but at the end of the day, I get called a fat slob all the time. I weigh 178 pounds. Like, I don't know how I became a fat slob, but maybe I am one. I don't know. Simone. Chantal, in a weird way, she is entertaining, but she is. This is the thing. This is why I stopped in the Amberlynn Read Like Reacts. It had nothing to do with her health situation or anything like that. It had to do with the fact that she was just boring. She was boring. And at least when she was in her house in Monticello, I think it was, I would watch it and like Ricky and like all these other people were in it, and you had something to talk about. These days, she walks in, she flips her hair like this in the intro, and you sit there and you're like, well, here we are again. Like, here we are. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Chris Mack. Hi, hi. I'm glad I. Oh, well, Chris. I would like to have you on here one time because there was one live where you came on here and you said something that was really profound. If you ever are interested in joining me at some point, just it's Mike's Thoughts at gmail.com. Send me a message. I would love to have you on here. And if you want to talk about what it is that I thought was so profound, just message me and we'll talk. But it would be so cool to have a different perspective. So let's see. Yes, Charlie and the Miss Gloria, the whole video. Okay, so the thing is that she was the one who, when I was watching this video, went on and on and on about this crypt. I think she said that he was an old man, he was an old like weird person, he was a wolf, whatever. I don't know who that person is in real life, but frankly, Chantal, the exact point you were trying to make, you disproved in coming after that person, and that's what bothered me. That's what bothered me. How are you going to convince people to stop talking about you, yet everything that you said about them, you're mad that they say about you? Like, it was just, oh mon Dieu. Uh, hey, fellow Floridian. Hey there. Hey, Jenny. Good to see you. Serena. Fantastic to see you. Love you. Let's see what else we got here. Chantal is jealous of everyone. Well, but here's the thing. Maybe she is jealous of everyone. But the way that I see it, it's like one of these things where she has a channel significantly larger than mine, and that's fine. I bet if I started a channel like in linguistics or whatever, I would probably have a lot more to say than she does. But she attracts an audience, which I don't understand how she has these loyal ones. She has people that send her like food and these wish list items. I It's beyond me. Would you tell me in the comments, would you ever send Chantal food? And if you would, that's your prerogative. But explain to me why, because then maybe I will understand why people do these kinds of things. Yes, she called her a serial killer. She did. Chantal said that it was like a serial killer and said all these horrendous things. Well, Chantal, how would you like it if people called you a serial killer? I'm not saying that you are one. I'm just saying, what if people said these things about you? But yet, when they do say them about you, which I don't think anyone's ever called her a serial killer, maybe they did. But at the same time, I'm like, well, surely you'd be pissed because you get pissed when people say that you have diabetes, yet you allude to the fact that you have diabetes. So, like, I just. How did we end up here? I love you guys. Oh my God. Leticia Galon, uh, I hope you're doing all right. Oh, by the way, I was thinking about you the other day because I was watching an episode of Les Filles d'à Côté, and I was wondering if you were from a generation that watched that show because it's just silly. Purple Spirit, it's good to see you. Hey there, Stephanie, good to see you too. Chantal is way more entertaining than ALR. Yeah, but it's true. She is. I mean, even though like her like weird like I don't know, these like mukbangs that she does where there's like a theme to it, whatever, is much better than ALR sitting there like I ate a chicken ramen, I ate some whatever. And you just sit there, you're like, how did we end up here? Like I just Oh Lord, if I didn't like you guys so much, I don't know why I would still be here. I was trying to explain this to my husband, and he was sitting there like, "You're dumb." I was like, "No, no, no, but you have to watch this because you just ate McDonald's, so you have to like watch this with me." And he was like, I felt so ridiculous. And the thing is that he's my husband is like from northern England, so they have like a much like rougher accent and they're much more to the point. Like they don't have time to sit there and like shite around with you. They just tell you this is what I think and I he definitely told me how he thought. She actually got DC and Yaba to do real reactions again. Well, yeah, that's good. That's good news. Krista, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining. She is an angry elf. I think she is. But, she was the one who was sitting in the supermarket car park when she thought that all the men that were like standing behind her car wanted her. Can I share something with you? And I would love for people that have been through my experience to like either agree or disagree. When I was a bigger boy, and fine, you can call me a fat guy, fat man, whatever you want. I felt like nobody was ever interested. Ever. And I mean ever. Like there were people that like I went on dates with because just I was like everybody wants to feel like somebody likes them. Chantal walks around and she's like she goes to the supermarkets and she was buying like some kind of like it was the plantains and she was like, "Oh, the guy was interested." And then that one time like I never when I was a bigger person, I never had that feeling. I didn't have that self-confidence or that self-worth. And I think that that's part of me that I'm like, "Chantal, wake up. This is not real life." I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anna 5, glad to see you and hear your laugh. um, I get kind of like worried about laughing on camera these days because somebody told me that I laugh like an old woman and that I sound like Miss Doubtfire. I know I keep bringing this up, but I can't let it go because I'm like, oh. I've always been like kind of people have always told me that like you have a funny laugh or whatever, but I've never been told that till like a couple of months ago. And then when they said that, I was like, oh, I laugh like a very famous actor. Like, whatever, it's fine. Miss Gloria is fun. Maybe she or he repeats too many times bad words. Yeah, maybe. I learned very quickly that my audience did not want to hear those things from me. But if well, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. If Miss Gloria wants to have an audience that appreciates that, then they're doing a great job. Like, fine. I'm not saying it's for my audience, but that's fine. She hates not having control of her own narrative. That I think is really interesting, because I really struggle to understand why Foodie Beauty alienates her audience, and I wish you guys would tell me. Is there something that you guys could tell me that I don't understand? Because I feel like she is she has created these reaction channels, right? Who it's like one of those like symbiotic relationships, right? Like they benefit from her, she benefits from them, etc. However, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is she okay with that? Because she's such a control freak on a lot of things that I can't understand why she would just not tell them all to go away and think that she'll be fine anyway. She just told Coldest to go away, so that's fine too. Oh my god, DC Media Girls here. Oh my god. Where did I get this pleasure from? Like, um oh, Leticia, mais en fait, I'll speak in English because this is an English speaking community. But if we ever want to do this in French, we'll do this in French. My question though is, ladies and gents, so after all of this stuff that she said to us in this mukbang, what do we do now? Do we continue to watch this? I mean, because frankly, the reason why I've been so quiet on all of her mukbangs was because I was saying the same things. I was like, oh my god. Although I will say it again, for that McDonald's mukbang, I like a McDonald's breakfast, but that was like, I was like, oh, whoa, that's just way too much, right? So, how do we move forward? I mean, like, what is the next step? Do we sit here and say to ourselves, yes, we're going to continue to watch Foodie Beauty because she has something to offer? She has nothing to offer. I'm so sad that Who Is She is not with me right now because she was supposed to be. I'm not. Who is she? If you're tuning in, I'm not mad at you. I'm so glad we had our chat today. But frankly, like I'm just sitting here like, what? What is the next step? What do we do? Here we go. I think this is gonna spend. Oh, hey. Oh, Belinda. I am so glad to see you back on the Twitter. Thank you for joining me tonight. Bingo, the real reason for the last Chantal video, money. Watch the last video of Not Again about coldest water bottle. She is so fishy. Yeah, I was in DC Media Girls Live, and I also saw the Nick Ocado thing, and I understand that it was not Chantal's decision. So why doesn't she just say that? Like, or she could have just ignored it and just be like, well, my coldest broke. Like, and we don't be sitting here like, that's fine. You know, like we'd be like, okay, so you got a new water bottle. That's fine. At least it's not Amber Lynn's like constant use of one-time use plastics where they just end up just wasting and wasting and wasting, and we would have been happy with that. I don't know why she had to make a point out of that. Am I missing something? Let's see. Oh, DC. If you would, I would do cartwheels around this room. I really would. And if Robin joined too, that would be the panel from heaven. Like if you want, just if you Twitter me your email address, I will send you the link. Robin, you as well. If there's anyone else here, I think this would be fantastic. Just to like chat and kind of catch up. It's been a while. You have to watch the train wreck and catch fire. Yes, yes, you do. I just, I don't know. And then so I was supposed to also be reacting to the Life by Jen situation with Who Is She, which again, it's not her fault. It was the internet. But at the same time, and it was probably my trashy like laptop that just didn't work. But we were supposed to have fun with that too. Like, but here we are. Oh my god. Um, oh, there we go. Could I ask for just 1 second, please? All right, sorry about that. So I don't know. Like I don't know where what we do from here because at the end of the day, like we're just sitting here watching Chantal who's scolding all of us. And like I said, I really felt like I needed a detention. Like I had in my all of my schooling years, I had one detention my entire life. I was laughing during a biology course. I'm sure you can imagine what that nervous laugh was about. But I felt like after watching this, I was sitting here like, "Oh my god. Like, what how did we end up here? Oh my god." I have all these people who are super, super brainy, super smart, and, and here we go. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so I sent out those couple of links. I would love to see those individuals here. That'd be so cool. By the way, I'd be completely flattered because I'm just some kind of toad who is just talking about what I think. Oh, hey, Milk Tea. I hope you're doing all right. Um, um, yeah. So, uh, I'm not great with this. So I hope that there's like some kind of like thing that will show up that says somebody is backstage, and I will add them in. That's fine. But in the meantime, okay. So I was just really kind of annoyed because I don't appreciate being spoken to that kind of way. And I don't think that it's like really that nice for somebody to sit there and say to me, well, I don't like when people talk about me, but that person looked like a crazy person. Blah, blah. And I was like, well, you know what? To be fair, Chantal, if you want people to treat you a certain way, you're the one that in your last video came through and you said that people, that you believe in karma and you reap what you sow, blah, blah. Then stop talking to people the way that you do. And maybe others will speak to you a certain kind of way. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Hope not, but I could be very wrong. Oh goodness. So in the meantime, let's see what else we're having. YouTube reject. Okay, so your videos are fantastic. I really feel like one day we'll all join together and have this conversation without me just sitting in front of the camera. Let's see what else. Salmon. Actually, she needs to stop buying food in packages. Even her potatoes come in wrappers. Um, My only problem with that is that we're sitting here and we are dealing with somebody who won't cook actually anything for themselves, will they? Will they? I mean, she, you know what? It's not even worth it. It's absolutely not even worth it. Staff girl, really, Wild Rose? Wow, potatoes should come with soil still on them. My husband, an Englishman from Northern England, would attest to this. It's like one of those things where I have become a pro at cooking chips. I don't make them for myself, but I make them because he eats them with everything. Oh my god, it's outrageous. I don't know how we got here. But let's see what else we got here going. Did you already discuss Chantal getting dumped by Coldy? Okay. Okay. So I was hoping that DC would join me for this. And even Robin. I hope I sent them the right link because I'd be really sad if I didn't, if they were offering to like join me and I didn't do it right. But the way that I see it is that she yeah, she's She's really pissed. Hey guys, hang tight. I'll be right back. I have a surprise for you. Hang tight. All right, sorry about that. I think it was fixed. So in the meantime, yeah, Mike's merch say, "How did we get here?" I think I should, I think I should put out like a merch line. It's just like, how did we get here? I have like some of the most articulate, smartest people that I've ever spoken to ever in my life here on this YouTube community, and we're sitting here talking about Chantal and how she's pissed at us because she ate 4 hash browns. Like, oh, oh, here we go.
Hey,
Oh my god.
I'm going out on my deck
All right.
because and
Oh my god. I feel like starstruck. Like
I never. Oh, you're so silly.
No, pero es la
Put
verdad.
this on a
I feel like
tripod. Right. Okay, estoy lista.
De acuerdo. Pues, so I have some questions for you.
Hold on, I'm turning up the volume. Go on.
No problem. So first of all, I'm flattered that you're here. I don't even know what to do. Like I feel like nervous. So what did you think though? Because I was listening to your live today.
I'm the backup Jewish lady. Hmm.
No, okay. So I gotta bring that up though because who is she and I are pretty close, right? Like we talk all the time, and I grew up in a suburb
Yeah.
of Fort Lauderdale, which frankly was like incredibly Jewish. Now I was like
Hmm.
probably the only Catholic on the block. We just didn't exist um in that particular area. And so who was she messaged me and she was really upset because she was like, "Well, Peanut is saying that I'm lying." And I was like,
I could not believe that shit, honestly. And she brought this up again because I've been getting into her live streams and getting into chat because um, Peanut is so demented and so crazy, and she keeps bringing up who is she, saying that who is she's a huge liar, blah blah blah, and then lied about her religion. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you kidding? Who is she lied about her religion? Where?
but the thing though is that I spoke to some of my friends that are like incredibly Jewish, and they were like, no, because the way that she just explains like these, there was just a recent like very Jewish holiday where you like have your hut and you, anyway, sorry, I'm probably not using the right
Yeah,
words.
Sukkot, right.
Yeah, that's it. And I spoke to my friends in South Florida, and they were like, that's incredibly like Orthodox, like how she celebrates it,
Mhm.
and even they were like
Yeah,
bewildered, you know. So how could
right.
somebody who has no idea what they're talking about make an assertion like that? Is it
You
just
have to
because she's
understand,
full of
this goes
shit?
back a while. Um, she is someone who she seems to really enjoy making enemies, and she's on this moral crusade to clean up this side of YouTube. And because she's unemployed, um, and because she's uneducated, and because she has nothing better to do, she really seized on who is she. And she was in my DMs. She kept on stirring the pot, saying, "Well, doesn't it bother you that she lied about her weight, or that she uses an avatar that makes her look like this very slim, very, sexy lady?" And I said, "No, I don't care about that. I have zero interest in any of that." And so she sees this as a huge moral failing on my part, that I'm supposed to actually care about that bullcrap. Um, and I don't care. And then she started in on, um, oh, it's official. Now it's official. She's crazy. She's trying to get people to respond to her and react to her. And she's either completely mentally unhinged or she's one of the most cynical people I've ever seen.
Mhm.
And she's obsessed. She's absolutely obsessed. I don't know where all this loathing, and she was streaming with Irate Alex yesterday, and she brought this up and said, "I tried warning DC that who is she is a liar. She lies about everything." And it's like, be very specific. I want citations. I want examples. I don't want to sit there and listen to you claim that who is she lied about everything. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
At the end of the day, one thing I can say is that I have a pretty good like reputation on here. I have a very small reputation, but at the end of the day, what I will say is that what who is she says is true. Like I've seen her face, I know who she is, like that's a thing. And I that really pisses me off that somebody who has no idea what they're talking about would sit there and
Yeah,
like make this stuff up. And you're just like,
I
who the
know.
hell are you? Piss off, right? Oh, that girl's gross.
Who is she? Who is she? Has messaged me. Who is she? Has messaged me in Hebrew. Okay, I don't know many people marked as Jews who of me in Hebrew, and what's saying is Israeli, and she will drop Hebrew messages in my chat and stuff. It's like, Peanut. I mean, it's exhausting dealing with somebody who's such a pathological liar and somebody who's so desperate for attention. And it's very dangerous when you find somebody who is a pathological liar and unemployed
Hmm.
and seems to have very little else except for stirring the pot on social media. It's ridiculous. And this weird, totally insincere white knighting for Chantal and Amber Lynn
Hmm.
is it just makes my eyes cross. It's absurd because every bit of venom that she used to reserve for those two women is now being directed at about four different people. And there are people in her community who have done terrible things, said terrible things, tweeted
Hmm.
terrible things, are on record saying terrible things, but there's always an excuse for that. Oh, that's different. I mean, she's pissed at me because I refuse to debate her channel, my channel, anywhere. And I told her, and I don't want to go on her channel that's full of cranks, weirdos, liars, trolls, people from Kiwi farms. Why would I want to do that? There's nothing to be gained from that. And the fact that she just keeps doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down. No, I'm not going to do it. I've said my piece. That's it. It's enough. I don't know why
You
she hates
see,
who is she so much. I don't get it.
I that's one thing that I would, as a friend to who is she, when I wish she was here because she could defend herself and talk about this. But she was like, when she contacted me today, she was like, "What the hell did I do to this girl?" And frankly, I'm like, Peanut,
Exactly.
that girl needs to get a job. Frankly, I mean, I don't mean to be
I know.
funny. She needs to do something else
No,
than
you're
to sit
right.
here and worry about
Yeah.
what people on YouTube do.
I know. I know.
Like, where's the lie?
Well, that's something that Irate Alex tried to explain. Well, that's something that Irate Alex tried to explain to her. He said the problem is that you tell of one very, very big platform, and every single community on this platform has drama.
Yeah.
Every single one, and everybody's convinced that what they're doing on the platform matters, and it really comes to shove. Who cares? Who cares about anybody's merch? Why is this? Why is this escalated so much? And I can tell you that it started with certain people coming into the community and completely going crazy, and then everything went, kablooey. I mean, now you've got these people coming out of mothballs suggesting Chantal sue Charlie slander because Charlie said that Chantal is fat and has huge underpants. That's not slander. That's just not okay.
This cracks me up, though. Do you see? This cracks me up.
It's ridiculous. It's a bunch of high school dropouts. People who got like a technical degree when they were incarcerated, and they think that they're like Jack McCoy or Perry Mason. After giving Chantal, I'm telling you, they're gonna think they're gonna kill.
DC,
What are you
you have
doing?
me in tears. I'm in tears because
Go after her for copyright. How many times has Chantal tried striking channels for copyright? And she always ends up, it's like Charlie Brown, I got a rock. Everything backfires because she won't go to court. So why are you encouraging her to do something that's going to waste her time?
Now, you know that I'm in Britain, and we have a very different standard to prove when it comes to defamation and the rest of it, right?
It's just,
but when I hear a lot of Americans talking about that's defamation, I'm like, have fun proving that because
right. I know.
Like, oh, that was a laugh. I needed that. Thank you. So in the meantime, so after I watched that, I was really unimpressed. She went after everybody that she ever heard of. She went after Coldest. What do you think about the Coldest scandal?
Well, Nikocado blew her cover when he went on and said that on one of his videos and said that Coldest is pulling their sponsorship from the mukbang community, full stop, across the board. I don't know why. I mean, I'm guessing that they might have taken a look at the change in TOS on YouTube and realized that some of these channels are in big trouble. These channels could be demonetized. And maybe they're looking for a new community, smaller channels. Maybe, I don't know how many units these people are moving. I don't know how many units Veronica Wang and Stephanie Sue and Nikocado and Hungry Fat Chick and people like that are selling. I don't know. Maybe they looked at a spreadsheet and said, who needs this aggravation? This mukbang community is too controversial.
Sure.
There are too many people who are very turned off. Maybe these people are not the best salespeople. I mean, they all had it. Bee Loves Life, all of them had those Coldest water bottles. And let's face it, Chantal was not the best salesperson, okay, to be kind. Remember when they pulled her sponsorship the first time?
Maybe if she had ranch sauce in it, then.
Chances are that when you get butthurt, and when you're really impulsive and fly off the handle at the drop of a hat, and you get dropped the first time, and you tell your audience to go buy a Yeti, And now you're going to get, now because her pride is hurt, she's like, oh, well, I dropped them. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's not like these companies are banging on, somebody is begging you to feature their products in your, hey, bud, stop, to feature their products in your videos. And now that she knows that the TOS is changing, why would she now to alienate like one of the only companies that's ever reached out to her? It's crazy talk.
Well, I have a question though, because I heard that the TOS was changing to say that they would not monetize like food disorders. Is that correct?
Right.
So why do you think that YouTube would finally make that change?
It's promoting eating disorders. What?
Right. So, but there would be, I think, a specific reason why they would add that to like cover themselves. Why do you think that was? YouTube's terms of service at. I'm sorry.
I think that the drive. I'm going to go inside. I think it's the connection isn't great out here.
Don't worry.
I think that one of the reasons, it might have something to do with Eugenia Cooney. That's what I'm suspecting.
Right.
Because Eugenia Cooney, I mean, Chantal and Amberlynn think they're a big deal. They're not. Eugenia Cooney is a big deal. And because she was sort of tangentially involved in the whole Shane Dawson thing, and more people were taking notice of her, and because she has, such a young and impressionable fan base, and because she shows up on all those pro-Anna, those pro-eating disorder message boards, that might have had something to do with it. And then, I mean, people see what's going on. They see that Hungry Fat Chick has admitted that she wants to kill herself with food on camera. She's not making a secret of it. She's not being coy. She's not pretending.
Do you think that YouTube could ever like deal with like a wrongful like death lawsuit over this?
I don't see how there would be a case for that.
All right.
YouTube is a platform. I mean, like in the case of you remember that girl in Massachusetts who was texting that boy nonstop?
Yes.
I don't think that you could sue like Sprint or T-Mobile for that. I mean, they went after her.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a platform, and I mean, every now and then YouTube will get rid of an account. Like there have been a lot of scandals in the gaming community. There's a lot of pedophilia in that community. One guy, Lion Maker.
Yes.
Yeah, one guy, Lion Maker, spent time in jail for sexual whatever, and he has just had his channel yanked. Now, why they allowed him to come back at all is a mystery, but I don't know. I'm guessing that there's some ways that the lawyers at YouTube or Google have made YouTube not liable in these cases. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just guessing. And these people are adults and they're not doing anything illegal. They're just eating a lot or they're starving themselves.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I think the problem is that it's not that they're starving themselves or eating too much. It's that, I mean, let's be fair here. Like, this is a really like hurtful thing to do. Again, you've said this many a times. I've been a subscriber to you for a long time, and to a lot of these people, if this was like Miss, let's say Miss effing perfect, just to avoid kind of any conflict, that person has a serious problem who has made a lot of like subscribers, makes a lot of views off of that, and why would YouTube support this? And that's where I think that I get lost. I don't understand that.
I don't get it either. I have no idea why that woman is still on the platform. She has issued threats. She's broken the law. She has scammed people. I mean, I don't know how much more she can do. I don't know how she's still on the platform. I mean, during the time before she got the weight loss surgery, she went through a period where she got really into true crime. And there was a case of some girls who had been killed in Indiana, and it made a lot of
Oh,
waves in the
that's
true crime
Adelphi. You're
community,
talking
the
about the
Delphi
Adelphi
case.
murders. Yeah.
And she decided to poke her nose in, and she was going on Reddit, and she was naming names. Like, Reddit is totally unreliable on this stuff. And they were posting the names of people who were suspects in the case, and she would go and blurt them on her channel with no evidence of wrongdoing. And so then you've got to wonder, well, how did she not get sued by these people? It's just unbelievable what this woman has gotten away with. And now with the alcoholism, the drinking, the animal abuse, the violence towards her ex-boyfriend. I mean, it goes on and on,
Mm-hmm.
and her threats
Um,
of violence too. I mean, it's crazy, absolutely
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, that's her, Wild Rose.
it is. um, so I mean, I don't know. In the meantime, how are things in DC at the moment? Are you guys doing all right?
You know, I said that the best thing about this upcoming trip that I'm making, this super controversial trip to
Oh,
Kentucky, which
to
is so
Louisville. To Louisville.
controversial because apparently now there's certain groups on this platform that you need to get approval from before you can go to Kentucky or West Virginia or Canada, or you need to apply for a visa. You need to have like a sit down interview. This was the other thing that I just went through with that individual. Somebody was in a chat openly soliciting private information about me and saying that they live right outside of DC and they would be happy to come to DC to check it out in person. They were asking for my address. They were asking for personal info about me. And Peanut laughed it off and said, oh, ha, ha, ha. So I tweeted that out. And then when I was chatting in her live stream, I said, what is this? And she said, oh, it was just a joke. They were just trolling. Okay, so they were trolling. They made a direct solicitation for personal
Yeah.
information about me. Meanwhile, I want to go to Kentucky, and it's like, red alert, DEFCON 1 over there. It's ridiculous.
What the hell? Like, I don't.
But the best thing about this trip, apart from getting the hell out of here, is that when I get back, there will be 3 days until the election. I mean, it has been like the Bataan Death March around here.
Mhm.
And it's going to be over at some point, you know? We will
The
have a
thing is
result.
that, because I'm a dual citizen of the UK and of the US, and so I got this vote in absentee letter, and I'm like, but how seriously is this going to be taken? Like, who knows? This to watch American politics from Britain, I sit here and I'm like, I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, somebody sent me a clip from Tucker Carlson, and I was like, what? Like, what is going on in America right now? Like, I have no idea.
He makes me very sad, by the way.
Who,
He
Tucker?
does.
He's depressing, isn't he?
I've known Tucker since 1997.
All
I've
right.
known Tucker since the days when he was still writing for the Weekly Standard, when he was significantly heavier, probably 50, 60 pounds heavier than he is now, when he wore a bow tie and he smoked Camel Unfilters. And
Oh.
maybe I should be punished for this, but one of my colleagues and I were responsible for launching his television career because Chris Matthews absolutely loved Tucker, loved him. And so he would have Tucker on the show. I've been out drinking with him. He's done me a lot of favors, and he was a very, very good friend, very loyal. And we used to email all the time. And ever since this Trump thing, I don't know what he's doing. I'm guessing that it's because he's in prime time now, and there's a certain audience that tunes into Fox on prime time.
Sure.
It's that Bill O'Reilly audience, and so. I mean, I know that Tucker is not this person. I know he's not. He's very well educated. He's very funny. He's got a great sense of humor. He's not crazy, and he's not a bore. You know, he's not
Hmm.
Bill O'Reilly. And I don't even watch the clips anymore. If somebody posts them on Facebook, I pass over them because it hurts. It like physically hurts to see him behaving this way. It's
Oh
so beneath
dear.
him. It's so beneath him. And I don't know. I don't get it. It's very, very sad. Um, and meanwhile, Joe has had a totally opposite trajectory. Joe Scarborough, who I met when he was pushing so hard for Bill Clinton's impeachment, and now look at him. He's like, a lot of that though has to do with the women that they're with, because
Hmm.
Joe got together with Mika, and a lot of
Yeah.
that changed. Ted Olson, who was one of the attorneys who argued in favor of gay marriage before the Supreme Court, his wife, Barbara, she was the one who tried to fix me up with Brett Kavanaugh, by the way,
Oh my god! Can you
in
imagine?
1998, 98, 99. Um, Barbara was on the plane that went into the Pentagon. And Barbara was very, very, very conservative. And then Ted remarried, and his now wife, his current wife, is very progressive. And so that's what got him into the whole argument. I mean, he was arguing in favor of gay marriage from a conservative perspective on a
Hmm.
constitutional basis. But the Ted Olson that was married to Barbara would never have done that. So I think
Hmm.
that that has a lot to do with how their,
Yeah.
worldviews change.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like kind of in that weird limbo. Like I'm not British enough and I'm
Hmm.
not American enough. Like I
Hmm.
don't.
Yeah, but
It's
in
so
British
disappointing.
politics, you guys have the best scandals. There's always something going on, like, just take a look around the House of Lords, and somebody's up to no good over there. There's going to be
Correct.
some guy, some lord, who gets caught, wearing a bra in a room full of hookers.
No, it's funny because my current employer, he is like a quite well-to-do person, and
Hmm.
he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a lot of friends in the House of Lords." I'm like, "Well, introduce me. Like that would be really
Yeah,
cool." And I did, and I was like,
I know,
"There's
side
something
eye.
up. Like there's something up."
You got a side eye. There's so
I
many
don't,
untold stories from the
I don't
House of
know what
Lords.
it is, but something is up.
I love it. I love it. What a bunch of characters.
It's true. Oh dear. But anywho, DC, I'm so thankful. Like, how unplanned was it for you to come join me?
Hey, I'm glad
Um,
to.
but I would love to actually kind of catch up with you, kind of off this platform, if that's all right.
Sure. Yeah, that would be great.
And that'd be really cool. Because I've been with you for a long time. In the meantime, I think we're gonna wrap this up, and it was
Okay.
lovely to see everybody, and I love you all. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll speak to you all soon. All right. Bye. Bye, Felicia's. uh,